What are you like when things are not going the way you want? When maybe you are facing difficulty, delays, disappointment, adversity, setbacks, and things like that. When things are just going wrong, what are you like? I found out that a lot of people do not understand that when things are not going the way they want, it's an opportunity for them to grow. Please, let me make it very clear. I'm not trying to motivate anybody here. I'm just trying to tell you some honest truths based on more than 20 solid years of experience. I call myself a master of adversity for a reason, and it's not bragging. It's a statement of fact that I'm a master of adversity, because I have overcome countless visitations of adversity that would have demolished the morale of so many people that I've come in contact with. Because what I found is that a lot of people do not know how to be positive and upbeat about life when things are not going the way they want. In fact, you can tell readily from their demeanor, from the way they look, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak, the way they respond to you. You can tell immediately when you see them, okay, that they are not in a good mood, that things are not going well for them, just from looking at them. But you can't tell that when you're relating with me. I assure you, there are many people who know me, both those who know me remotely as well as those who have met me face to face countless times, who had no inkling of the fact that I was going through some of the worst moments of my life. Some of you know that I'm a survivor of domestic violence at the hands of an intimate female partner. Some of you do not know that I was even writing articles for you when I had burns. My skin was peeling off because hot water was poured on me. Some of you do not know that I was writing articles and creating software and customizing software for you and speaking to you on phone, even as I had my left arm in a sling, all right, because I had a complete dislocation of my elbow, okay, which I think it took me about 4 weeks to heal. Some of you do not know that there were periods of my life when I was talking to you, doing work for you, that business was really bad for me. I mean, there was no money coming in. I was literally borrowing. I was being mocked and ridiculed, and yet when I spoke to you on phone, I was always upbeat. There was no sign. It was literally impossible to tell that there was anything wrong, that was not going well with me. Of course, today my reality is different. Of course, today I am actually living my dream, and I mean that in every sense of the word, with every sense of responsibility. I am saying that I'm able to earn income much more consistently in line with my desires, and I continue to grow my brand. But my ability to do what I'm doing today, the way I do it, is because I chose to make the most of those periods when things were tough for me, when things were not going well, when there was a lot of difficulty and adversity. And you see, I found out that a lot of people are not ready to do that. Yet they will express the desire to have what I have, or what some other people who are 10 times better than me have. You know, when they see people succeed, they want to succeed. They desire the results, desire to achieve the same result they see you achieving, but they don't want to put in the same effort. So I'll give examples. You have people you tell they want you to help them. For instance, maybe in their business, you know, maybe for instance what I do with web marketing, and you see somebody, he doesn't have the kind of responsibilities you have. He doesn't have the kind of, he hasn't even faced 1/3 of the challenges you have faced. And every time one little thing goes wrong, he begins to complain and grumble. He begins to express anger and disappointment. You see the readiness with which he displays impatience, and then he wonders why he's not getting results. And you know, while the person is behaving like this, I'm still applying myself, while still carrying my own load of multiple responsibilities and challenges quietly. I'm watching this person, and this person is just behaving like a child, because it's only a child that throws tantrums when things are going wrong in your life. Every mature adult understands that adversity is a necessary ingredient for achievement of success. So when you're going through adversity, you need to understand that if you are smart and matured and you have done your research, you know that whenever adversity visits you, it's an opportunity for you to dig deep and find a more mature version of yourself that you can embrace to become a better person, to become more capable of achieving your ultimate outcome. You know, so the point is, too many people I see today I interact with people a lot in society because I go out a lot more often. I have time on my hands sometimes these days because of the way I've set up my system. And I see that so many people, they seem to think that when something is going wrong, that is when they should now become, begin to show their disgruntled selves. They begin to show that they're not happy. They squeeze their faces. They stop doing the thing they were told to do before. They do less of it or none of it at all. And then they snap at you. They express impatience. They complain. At every little thing. Now, all this while, they're not doing anything. They're not taking any action to correct the situation. They are not going out of their way. They are not going the extra mile to do any new thing. They just sit down there and grumble and express dissatisfaction and complain. And I've never seen such childish entitlement before in my life, but I see it a lot today in adults, people who are parents to other people, to children, and people who are, some of them are not married, so they behave this way. And I just wonder what exactly they want from the world, because the world does not owe you anything. The world does not owe you understanding. The world does not owe you concessions. The world is as unforgiving as it has always been in relating with people who are not ready to pay the price for success. As I said before when I started, this is not about motivating you. I'm just telling you the honest truth. Because the results I get today, I paid my dues. The abilities I have today, that I possess today, I didn't just jump down from the sky with those abilities. I put in the effort to learn to do things the way I do them today. Then I put those abilities at your disposal, and then you are behaving like a childish, a kind of spoiled child. You behave as if it's your entitlement. I don't mind giving it to you, but you see, you can't have it forever. It's a joke. I love especially when I talk about things like my web marketing service. I work with people a lot, and I always tell them, while I'm with you, understand that one day I'm going to be able to say, hey, I'm done. And I'll say, I'll be able to call you back in a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 10 months, 12 months time, and ask you, how far now? How have you gone? How are you doing now? Because if you do not learn how to do what I'm doing for you, it means that when I step away, when I finally feel that I've done enough, and I see that it's time for you to take over, and you have refused to embrace the learning I've been trying to give you, then it means that you have to carry on your own, and you'll not be able to get the same result that I've been getting for you. Because this thing is about you being passionate enough about achieving your dreams to put yourself on the line to pursue your goal. I cannot love you more than you love yourself. So when a person is supposed to be chasing a goal, you say you desire something, and somebody else needs to come and wake you up and chase you and remind you to do it, something is wrong with you. Well, nobody wakes me up. As I speak to you, I have not had more than 1 hour of sleep, and I slept in a chair overnight. Why? Because I came back towards the place I was supposed to go and sleep, home, well after 12 midnight. So I sat in a place where we normally are. It's a place where I have friends, and we just watch movies till morning. Okay, and during that period I was still checking on my phone, doing my stuff online and all that. Then by 5:30 a.m. I moved, got back into the house, and here I am recording this video. I have not had any decent sleep, and I am going to go out in the next 2 hours. I have trained my body to work this way. What amazes me is that some people want to sleep normally, but they want to get the same result I'm getting. This is a joke. Never have I seen people with such silly entitled mentalities. It's crazy. But then again, it's understandable why there's a lot of corruption, where people are cutting corners in this society, because they think that they can eat their cake and have it. They will not do anything, they want to get results. So for instance, like I said, I'm doing something for you, and you are not putting in the effort to learn it and to do it for yourself. The day I walk away, you will be left there staring at my back, because you will not be able to do the things I'll be doing for you for yourself. And you see, you cannot keep me down there without paying me. So that's just an example. Another example I've seen is when people are complaining that maybe they are in salary jobs, for instance, and they are not getting paid well. You go and check what they do when they go to work. These are people that come late to work. If they don't come late to work, they come on the dot of when they're supposed to resume, and they close either before it's time to close, or they close on the dot of when they're supposed to close. You never catch them staying late. You never catch them coming early. They will never put in any extra effort on the job. They will never go out of their way to do more than they are paid for. In fact, many times they will not even do the minimum they are paid to do. But at the end of the month, you hear them complain about salary. And if their salary is delayed by 1 minute, you hear them complaining. These are people that are a big mistake to keep in a company, but because many employers find it difficult to even find good employees, they are forced to tolerate them. Yet you hear them complaining about the fact that the employer is not paying them more. More to do what? So what I'm saying in essence is this: we have parents who are empowering children to act entitled. They let the child believe that it's his right or her right to demand everything without doing anything. The child misbehaves and disrespects the parent because the parent has overindulged the child. Then the parent, him or herself, is acting like an overindulged child in the place of work. Okay, that is why I love being an entrepreneur, because many times, except you're someone that does crooked business, you have to actually pay the price to get paid. If you do not deliver service that is satisfactory to a client, they will not give you money. So I love being an entrepreneur because it challenges me to be my best at all times. There's no opportunity for laziness. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people that don't want to have that kind of responsibility. That's why they don't want to become entrepreneurs. They would rather be in salary jobs where they can expect money even when they don't give the effort required at the minimum level to get paid. So ultimately, the summary of what I'm saying is this: if things are not going well for you, the question to ask yourself is, have you done what is necessary to make things go better for you? Are you putting in the effort to change or turn your circumstances around? Or are you sitting down expecting miracles to happen because you just think them? Because you just think about the things you desire and you just expect everything to fall into your laps? Do you understand that there are some of us who only sleep 3 to 2 hours or sometimes even less in a 24-hour period? Do you understand that the results we get are not by mistake, or that somebody just, for God's sake, somebody is asking me to do something for him. It does not occur to him to ask himself, but this guy has to do things for himself and others to earn a living. And I'm asking him to do this thing for me and I don't even have money. Or I don't have enough money to pay. And then I'm not even willing to do the little he's asking me to do. And yet I still want him to keep doing what he's doing for me. How long is that going to continue? It's not going to last. Because ultimately this guy is going to walk away from me. Because I'm a bad deal for him. Who wants to deal with a person that gives nothing to you but takes and takes and takes from you? I don't want to deal with a pond. I want to deal with a system that replenishes me when I give to it. So ultimately, we need to wake up. If there's anything I've described here in terms of the bad behavior or inappropriate behavior that describes you or in any way kind of resonates with you as per what you are doing in your life, you need to make a change today. You cannot live life expecting life to give you breaks. If you're not willing to challenge yourself to do more, do not expect the world to give you more. It's not, the world owes you nothing. And my life is proof of it. I made sure that I put in the effort required to get the results I wanted. And when the results began to show, it was clear that all I needed to do was to continue to put in that effort, and I will continue to get the result. I never one day pointed a finger at anybody that they denied me of anything. Instead, what I did every time was to dig deep, look inward, and look for ways to make myself put in the work to get the results I wanted. And I began to get the results, and I continue to get the results. So there's no magic about it. It's not about religion. It's not about going to pray to somebody. It's about doing the work that's necessary. That is why we even find that there are some people who are complete atheists who are getting 10 times better results than some people who claim to be children of God and all of that. Because people are just lazy and they hide behind the excuse of religion to avoid doing the hard work they need to do to succeed. And that's a shame. But what makes it more painful is that when you begin to impose your laziness on somebody else that is hardworking, and you want that person to help you do the hard work you don't want to do, you are only just messing up the relationship you are building with that person, because the person is going to walk away from you eventually. And by that time, you will not have a basis to call him or her, because he would have seen and discovered, or she would have seen and discovered that you're not the kind of person he wants to relate with. Because no productive person wants to relate with on a long-term basis with a non-productive person. Keep that in mind when you are relating with people. It's important to understand that the world does not owe you anything. I've said this again and again throughout this recording. I hope you keep it in mind. The world owes you nothing. You are the one that will determine what you want to get from the world and put in the effort to get it. If you're not willing to do that, then just don't complain when the world gives you what you deserve, which is 0. I wish you well.